Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Before My Morning Coffee on Rebel Hearted. Lisa Freed here, and today I wanted to chat a little bit about relationships and how very important relationships are. And I'm not just talking about those loving spousal relationships or the romantic relationships, but those relationships that are friendships, those that connect you to community, those relationships that we have with our clients or our customers or our coworkers or the people of our congregation, like all those things, all these relationships are so entirely and utterly important. Now, for me, I have always been about community and connecting, right? And I know for a while I used to talk about like being this community creator, connector, and coach and around my business. And that was before I kind of stepped away from the whole coaching term. But community creation and connection is so important for me. And one of the reasons why I've always done very well in my endeavors, because I just love people. I love people. That comes very easily to me. And wanting to be around people is a big thing for me. And throughout COVID, we noticed that there's been so many changes. Like lots of people, we can't spend time with all the people that we hope, wish, desire to, because hello, COVID. We're not flying across the country as much. We're not flying across continents as much, right? Like my BFF in Chicago was like, hey, we are going to Boston. Do you want to join us at the end of November? And I'm like, well, our borders are still closed, so I can't, but would I love to see you guys? Absolutely. 1000%. I would love to be able to see you. So we've all experienced things like that where we have had trips canceled, or we can't spend time with the people that we want to be spending time with. And we're going more virtual with all of the things, Zoom, Hello. There have been a whole lot of meetings where people have been on Zoom, right? And it takes work because there's out of sight, out of mind kind of thing that happens, right? And if you're familiar with me and the pattern that I live, it is definitely late spring and throughout summer. In early fall, I spend my time at the ranch, which means I'm not online as much. My connections that I have with people that are online are dramatically reduced. Like it's different than when I'm in the winter months where I am much more communicative with all my online people. And I know that a lot of people are feeling really lonely and very isolated. Like we've had to isolate, right? We've had to shelter in place and all those things. But we also feel very isolated. We're working from home now more than in the office. People aren't getting those kinds of interactions, even if they were small, that just kind of filled their cup, per se. Like the people that smile at you on the street when you meet somebody on the street and they smile, like that fills our cup. Those connections like that. Now a lot of people are masked, so people say like you can't tell if somebody is smiling. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that per se. I'm a big what was it? Tyra Banks, I think, used to talk about smize, where you smile with your eyes. When I smile, my whole face does, so I'm really blessed with that. I like to think that people can always tell when I'm smiling. But we're in a situation where things are really hard for people, and it's so important that we are actively maintaining relationships around us. Now, for me, I can tell you that coming from the ranch, like traveling back and forth from the ranch every few weeks or whatever, and then wanting to really deeply connect again with my husband, who doesn't always travel back and forth to the ranch with me. That's always been important. And then there's some close friendships that I want to be maintaining and connecting with as well, where those are my focus. So I still wasn't making it online, to connect with others. So, and then all of a sudden we were packing and moving and unpacking and all those things. So I'm now starting to prepare for a season where I can start to nurture and nourish those relationships that I haven't been able to connect with as deeply as I would like to. They kind of get a little, hey, how are you? And then that's it. So I just wanted everyone, because everyone's going through seasons such as this, I wanted to check in with you and say, don't undervalue those relationships. Don't think, oh yeah, well, we hardly talk, and then I haven't talked for a long time, so maybe I shouldn't bother, because what could they really be missing? Those reach outs that we do make a world of difference. And I'm going to use an example. Yesterday, I got to see a friend of mine that I haven't seen in a very long time, and we've been friends for, I hate to say it, but 20 years, over 20 years, and we have been through it all together. Some might call it the ride or die kind of friendships, but we've definitely had times where we were much more closely connected and times where we were further apart, but the friendship never ever felt that it was stilted. And she had called me up last week and said, hey, I'm coming to this city. I need help moving. Are you ready for this? A piano. Can you help me move a piano? And so that's what we went to do yesterday, was move a piano, and it was great and it was fun. And oh my goodness, am I so grateful for piano dollies or whatever they're called. It was just like, I can't imagine trying to move the piano without that. So that little, being of service to someone and helping them out and being able to see them in person for, I think it took us 45 minutes to move this piano, was so great. It was such a blessing to be able to do that and see one another and just to support one another. Because if we're not in relationship with others, when we fall down, it's really hard to get up. And unfortunately, here I am. I have another story to tell, because the past few days, dear friends of ours from Saskatchewan had come to stay with us en route to a dental appointment, a specialist dental appointment. I don't know what you call a fancy dentist, but pediatric dentist. And so my friend Rebecca and we were going for a run with my daughter, and we're running along, and I'm like, oh my goodness, somebody is falling. And then I'm like, it's me, I'm falling. And then I'm like, I fouled right down. And I know that the proper word is fell, but if you've watched Land Before Time, Pee-twee's very excited that he flied, and they tell him no, he fouled. So I fell right down on the concrete, like Superman style. Smash. And my dear friend was there to help me get up after I told her I just needed to lie there with my face on the concrete for a bit. But we need one another to help one another up. So we help one another up. We celebrate successes together. We get wealthy together. We get healthy together. There's all these things that happen when we're in community and in relationship with one another. And today, if I could encourage you to do one thing, it is, as you listen to this, the first couple of names that come to mind as you're listening, reach out to them today. See how they are. Take a moment to just listen. If you're using Facebook Messenger, leave a voice note. If you're a person that uses a telephone as a telephone, weird, I know, right? Call them. Send a text, write a letter, anything like that. to really just be connecting with people, because help comes from those that it surprises us who actually steps up and helps. If you ever want to know like who's really going to show up, move. You see who shows up to help you pack or clean or move things, right? Or my friends from Saskatchewan who came to help me unpack things. What a blessing, right? So just spend some time thinking of those relationships that you're grateful for those people that you're grateful for those people that have helped you up when you needed it, and reach out today or this week, or make it a habit of every day. Who are you thinking of and reaching out to them? It makes the absolute world of difference. I hope you find yourself surrounded by so many beautiful and bright relationships. I hope that you feel loved and cherished and nurtured and nourished and cared for. May you remember you are worthy. May you remind someone else of their worthiness today. I wish you a day as beautiful as you. I'll be back again tomorrow with another episode of Before My Morning Coffee. Bye for now, everyone.